Okay, I think maybe I'm live. Am I live? You guys might have to tell me. I don't know. Seems like we are officially live now. Welcome to the pre-show, the Comedeorological Report. I am Joey Only. Please hit like, share, subscribe. For the next half hour, we are going to talk about all kinds of stuff, weather related. So this is how it goes. This is how it goes. That we have the show, which is at 7 p.m. But this isn't the show. This is the pre-show. It's the show before the show. At 7 p.m., that's when Frankie comes on, and we begin our actual show. So I might as well all do this together here. Let's make an image for the show tonight. Let's do this. Tonight is Frankie MacDonald's 40th birthday. Not tonight, but on the 24th is. Let's see if there's any memes with Frankie MacDonald on Meme Generator. There is. Which one do we want to do? What's this one? Frankie says, what's that? He's with the Backstreet Boys there, or is that? I'm not sure if that's the Backstreet Boys or if that's what were those guys? New Kids on the Block? Is that maybe? I don't know. Which one do we want to use? What's this one here? Is this a good Frankie image? I like that one, but we want something landscape more. This is better. Happy 40th birthday, Frankie MacDonald. He'll be here in 27 minutes time. He's always right on time. Happy 40th birthday, Frankie MacDonald. MacDonald. There we go. That font is terrible, so we'll change that font. Here we go. Happy 40th birthday, Frankie MacDonald. Comedeorology 143. There we go. Now we got an image. Just like that. We got our image for the show this week. There we go. We'll save. Frankie. There we go. Isn't this the fun stuff? Save that, and there we go. Now we can close the meme generator. We can go. We can finally put an image to our show. We can begin. Brandon's not here yet. Usually he'd be here by now, and I'd have Brandon talk about. Please hit like, share, subscribe. Excellent work. At 7 p.m. Pacific time is when Frankie will be here. And we have the rest of the panel coming. I know Mark is coming with all kinds of weather news this week. I got weather news this week. So there we go. Done. Done. Okay, we'll get back to that in a minute. Okay, we are live. So this is the fun stuff behind the scenes. And usually what I do is I have Brandon doing all this talking at this point, and that allows me to just here's the cool thing I was just watching on the hazy evolution of cannabis. Apparently cannabis has been cultivated for 12,000 years. For 12,000 years. It's one of the earliest examples of cultivation. So like thumbnail did not load. Cannot save. No, it's not made for kids. There we go. Now I can save. Now we have our image. Now I can start spreading the word around. Cool with that? Cool with that? All the fun stuff it takes in to go and making a show. So I think now we've finally got our show together. Here we go. We're live. Come join the show. Ask your weather questions. And it didn't even, after all that, I still don't have the right image. So there you go. What a waste of everyone's time that was. Boo! Okay, this is cool. Let's have a look at this. In fact, I think I need to stop and make sure I got share audio on. So, very big volcano this week. Yesterday, on my birthday, big volcano, and this is some fantastic. This is Geology Hub. It's a channel I really like. I pay attention to a lot on YouTube. And let's just have a look here what he's saying.
Looking at is video footage of a powerful Plinian eruption which occurred yesterday on April 17th at Indonesia's Ruang volcano. Filmed at around 8:40 p.m. local time, the dozens of lightning strikes which you are seeing per second represent activity 35 minutes into Ruang's most violent eruptive phase to date. The orange glow at lower levels represents superheated fragments and pyroclastic flows along with the wildfires they started on the ground, while the orange fragments in the air are falling fragments of lava ranging in size from a grain of rice to a car. And there is also a 2-kilometer or 6,600 foot high lava fountain ongoing in this clip. This powerful Plinian eruptive phase, which created a 21-kilometer or 69,000 foot high sustained eruption column, lasted for 130 minutes, devastating large swaths of the 13.7 square kilometer Ruang Island. Although social media footage of the current level of destruction is quite limited, I have geolocated partial views of exactly where pyroclastic flows scorched and then covered everything they touched. Of the 9.92 square kilometers of the island we have been able to view, approximately 83.8% of this has been wiped out and burned to a crisp. It so far appears that 160 of Ruang Island's 272 houses were damaged due to the eruption, although there are isolated patches with structures who seemingly remained intact. As for the largest settlement of people on Ruang Island, we do not yet know its fate, although early indications suggest it may have survived both widespread damage. Due to what was the most powerful volcanic eruption of the year, thick amounts of lapilli or volcanic fragments between 2 and 64 millimeters diameter fell on the adjacent Tagulandang Island, accumulating up to 3 centimeters thick. Some of these larger fragments punched holes in various roofs, but despite all of this, there so far appears to have luckily been 0 casualties. In the last 36 hours, the evacuation zone of the Ruang volcano was officially expanded from 4 to 6 kilometers in all directions, but everyone in a 7-kilometer radius was evacuated, resulting in the displacement of 11,000 people. Before I continue with this video, I want to note that the individual who granted me permission to use these eruption photos wants everyone to know of this natural disaster and the people it is affecting to in essence not be forgotten in the 24/7 news cycle. Thus, it would be helpful if you can donate to help people of Tagulandang and Ruang Islands via this link. If any donations are made, I will at a later date post the money trail so you can see exactly how your funds are being spent. Since the destructive Plinian eruptive phase, volcanic activity has rapidly decreased, although some volcanotectonic earthquakes have occurred, but far, far less than witnessed before the peak eruptive phase. Ruang is still erupting and for now has the potential to produce much smaller but still potentially dangerous volcanic explosions. Ash emissions are rising about 500 meters above Ruang's summit, but activity is drastically lower than witnessed on the previous 2 days. While another Plinian phase could still technically occur, the volcano is legitimately less active today with a lower tsunami risk than the day before. Also, the submarine vent which formed on April 17th has apparently completely ceased its activity. So, how large was the eruption which just occurred, which is still ongoing? After all, when its lava dome exploded, Ruang's summit not only decreased in height by an estimated 39 meters or 128 feet, but also created tremors and an explosion heard as far away as Tomohon City, 123.5 kilometers to the southwest. At its peak intensity, I estimate the Ruang's eruption reached a volcanic explosivity index rating of a 4 and that between 0.25 and 0.32 cubic kilometers of tephra was ejected. Also, 500,000 tons of sulfur dioxide was released by this eruption. Please stay safe, everyone.
So we're watching real life lore then.
Yeah, evening, Mark and everybody. I see Brandon's messaging. So that was a pretty interesting story that happened this week. Yeah, yesterday happened. The island is devastated, almost completely.
Indonesia has a lot of volcanoes, of course, and This one is notable because the whole island is devastated, but the island's not super big from what I understand. And so it's actually not like I'm not going to sit here and tell you it happens every year or even every other year, but to have volcanoes devastate an area of land as big as that island is not like super uncommon in Indonesia, especially if we're talking about on geological time scales.
No, absolutely not. Certainly, with the lightning flashing, it was one of the prettier things that happened in the world of weather, geology, earth science this week.
Hey, before you get into Yellowstone bear poop, um, you should pull up Mount Etna in Italy, produced some smoke rings over the last week. Uh, it does that occasionally, but it was neat.
See if you got a video there, find it, and I'll hand it over to you in a second to
Hi
share.
Okay.
guys.
Hi, Mike. Hello, Hilding. People showing up, so that's very nice. A couple days ago, there was a picture of a grizzly bear track above wells. I made a comment that people thought was kind of funny, saying, "Well, they'll be down soon to eat the dandelions." People thought, "Well, that's kind of funny," but actually, no. This is from the Yellowstone Grizzly Project. This is they looked at over a course of 37 years. They looked at 11,478 shits. So over 11,478 pieces of shit they studied, and this is what they found was that 60% of what the bears had been eating was graminoids. That means grass, all grass types, and 11% is dandelions. And we could talk about that, at length if we wanted to, but that basically makes the point. And I thought about it when you were watching them do this. When they came down, I thought, what would a bear's stomach feel like after an entire winter of not eating? What's my stomach feel like after a length of time like that? And watch them eat the dandelion, I thought, well, the dandelion must help the stomach too, right? So that's true. The root of the dandelion plant does act as
There's
well.
also dandelion. There's also dandelion powder and some multivitamins, especially the more herbal ones, and they can be really good for upset stomachs, I gotta say.
And then you go have a look around, and there's plenty of video of bears eating dandelions. So this is a common thing. The bears love their grass, especially I think fresh grasses is really good for them. If it's just turning green. I don't know if they don't have the stomachs
They also like berries too.
they don't have the stomachs that yeah. Please don't cut in every time I'm talking. They don't have the stomachs that cows have to be able to digest grasses quite the same way. So I think fresh grass is particularly something that first thing when the snow's not even melted here yet, they don't have anything to eat. So you get a little bit of dandelion coming up, a little bit of grass coming up. That's the first thing those grizzlies are going for, and they're eating that heavily into June, until and you see there the prevalence of how much elk. You look at everything else they're eating, is 16% ants, and then the rest is pine seeds and clovers, dandelions, a bit of meat. Of course, this is Yellowstone. It would be different if you're talking about grizzlies on the coast that have lots of access to salmon in the fall and salmon runs and at different times of year. But this is just a good representative example of, given the choice, grizzly bear is going to eat a lot of vegetable matter. Okay.
I'm pretty surprised that they eat that many ants.
Well, the ants are high protein. Same with worms, right? So every survival course you're ever going to take is going to tell you to go for those kinds of things.
Interesting. I sent you. I dropped in the chat here the link to the YouTube video.
Okay, I'll jump to that. I'll get it.
Yeah, whenever you feel like. It doesn't matter.
So this storm's been going on through the prairies. Okay, 15, 25 centimeters up there. More into Mike's territory. 20 to 30 centimeters in some places. 5 to 10 northeastern additional. So you seeing any of that snow in Winnipeg, Mike?
No, I'm not seeing any of that here. It's way too far north. We're only getting flurries where I am, off and on snow showers.
100 kilometers an hour,
Right.
gusting Newfoundland.
I was gonna point out my dad had some flurries. He kept sending me videos. He's down by Lake of the Woods. So that kind of tracks with what you were seeing too. Of course, it's like I don't know what the temperature is there in Winnipeg, but it's like 3 degrees C there in War Road,
Yeah.
Minnesota.
It's -2 here right now.
Oh, we got Brandon Hout coming. Everyone's showing up. So that is everything that's going on for big weather stories in Canada right now. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot.
Seems a lot of it stateside right now. They got tornado warnings going on southeast of St. Louis.
Yeah, and I heard there was some damage. I didn't hear. I saw on the Weather Channel that there was some damage. I think in Missouri, I wasn't watching super closely, but like they showed this helicopter view of a building where the whole roof was taken off and stuff. So, yeah, pretty big tornado outbreak there in the Mississippi River Valley.
And Reed intercepted one in the Dominator yesterday, I believe. Brandon probably knows about this. In Iowa, perhaps?
He's gonna finish munching on his food. He didn't have enough time to
Yeah.
because he was accosted by his groupies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I have a very hot wing here. I'm going to try it on the show. So stand by.
On a level of 1 or 10, let us know what it is.
Let's see, Brandon. Come on. We can't even see you here.
Yep, don't know what happened there. You're on mute for some reason, even though your light's on.
Turn your mic on, Brandon. Where are you?
You're on mute.
He's just frozen.
We can
That
see
must have
your
been a-
lips moving.
Mike's. Okay.
That's what we got the pre-show here for. Iron out the kinks. Iron them out.
Hilding never
Alright,
has
is this-
problems. His stuff's perfect.
It's so hot. He doesn't want us to see his reaction. He's turned his camera off. So now we have no idea what's happened to Brandon Houck. That wing must have been something. Okay, where are we in the chat here? Mark's got a link. Mount Etna blows. It says, if you are actually seeing us, welcome. Do leave a comment down there in the chat. We will try to answer with all the expertise we have available to us here. Okay, share screen. Once again, Mount Etna, blowing smoke rings. I love this kind of stuff. Wouldn't you want to live next to Mount Etna? Wouldn't that be just a safe, wonderful place? That's a pretty sophisticated ring, man.
This volcano is like almost constantly erupting. I'm pretty sure it's in Sicily.
Yeah.
Is that in Italy?
Yes, it's in the southern part of Italy.
It's an island. It's not in Italy. It's an island south of Italy. That's part of the Italian boot. And I believe Etna was even erupting when Canadian forces and American forces and British forces were landing there in 1943 during the beginning of the Italian campaign.
Seems reasonable.
It's a pretty constant thing, and to have a large eruption, geologically speaking, is pretty common. Those are really nice smoke rings, man. Like,
And look at the lighting from the sun there. That's crisp.
That's totally. It's like puffing a big nature bong there. Dig it. Mount Etna blowing smoke rings. I got to set something up next. What do you guys got this week for the show?
Well, you saw what I got.
Yes.
I am pretty hyped that it's Frankie's birthday. That's super exciting.
Ain't it?
Is he here yet?
No, he is very punctual, but he does not show up early.
Yes.
Hey, Brandon.
Ooh.
Oh, you can hear me.
Can't see you now, but at least we can hear you. How's the wing?
Okay. I had to my mic unplugged for some reason. So there we go.
Guys, just so you know, pre-show, I'm getting over the flu. So, like, I finally got over the flu. I'm just not mentally there. So, if you guys want to ask me something, shout me out or raise your hand in the chat because I'm like, I still got to catch up on some sleep. So, I'm
Caribou
here,
Outlaw
but I'm
in the
not
house.
mentally here.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
a real
Gary.
bummer.
Glad you're watching Caribou Outlaw. So I got at 7 o'clock. So Frankie sends me his videos, and my computer can't hear them. As you recall, I've been going over this for the last few weeks. So now I put the video he sent me onto YouTube, so we can watch it onto YouTube where my computer can hear it. So now that I've sent it from my phone to the YouTube and then back to, you get what I'm doing here? So instead of inserting the clip he sent me, tomorrow in the editing process, we'll watch it manually. Brandon,
What?
the hot wing, when you say on the show, do you mean like right now, or do you mean
No, I'll do it on my Brandon Houck report before I
okay.
do the weather, just to make it interesting. See if it's really hot and then see if I fall apart. If not, then it's not that hot, It's like, oh,
Where's the wing from?
it's from the store,
From the wing store.
the wing
And then
store.
Brandon gets his wings from Canadian Tire.
Yeah, it's from Canadian Tire.
That's the only place in Brooks.
Did you know that they had Hooters airplane air travel advertisement up for April Fools? And like, because Hooters they sell food at Hooters.
Well, Hooters is a fine dining establishment.
I've never been to one.
I've
Me
been to
neither.
one.
I know where the one here in Portland is. You can't miss it. It's right on I-5, right at the state line, and it's got this big bright sign that says Hooters.
Yeah, I guess you could miss that if you tried.
I'm just looking up some weather data so I have answers during the show.
Couldn't miss that if you tried. So Brandon's got a wing from store that he's going to eat. That's great. I love that kind of thing. And you can rate it on a scale of like 1 to 63
Okay.
for hotness.
Yeah.
We'll
4,000.
It's got to be ridiculous, right?
Well, I've had some things that have been ridiculous. And I'm pretty funny when I have something that's really ridiculous.
Couldn't be any worse than my camp counselor when I was younger eating a caterpillar he found on the ground.
Caterpillar.
That is bad. That is bad. I'm not sure if that's ridiculous or just, and even, I took survival instructor course when I was young. I've eaten some really weird stuff, man. But one thing we never ate was caterpillars. That's just not something that we advise you as survival food to eat. So here's that storm currently just sitting there in northern Manitoba. Brandon, it kind of went through the prairies this week. You saw a little bit of that snow, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit snow, but the wind yesterday, still today, like yesterday, gusts to 74 clicks an hour. So that was fun. And then you had a blast of snow go through.
With your wind, what direction is it?
Right out of the north there yesterday and today.
Yeah, today too. Freezing here, man. And you can see that's that high pressure, very high, 1040s. And I'm sure if you go to 15,000 feet, just above the tallest mountains in the BC, you'd be finding some air that's in the minus 20s at nighttime. So very cold.
Why is the jet stream so like far north and south? Like, is that part of the El Nino setup where it's super amplified? Like,
I think it's also
looks like it's.
I think like in my life, I've been watching weather now for a long time. I'm just turned 45 years old. In my lifetime, and of course it started with the basics, back in the 90s when you click on the Environment Canada site and you see their basic jet stream thing. But what I've noticed in that time frame of checking that image day after day, year after year after year, is I've been watching it start to do this more and more consistently until basically now it's just doing that all the time.
That's
Mhm.
a
You never see anymore just this sort of nice, normal flow across North America.
that's an
It's always
interesting
in some kind of
observation.
it's always in some kind of a storm bent system setup.
So sorry to interrupt. That is believed to be a product of climate change. So as the Arctic warms, the temperature difference both at altitude and at the surface between the Arctic and the mid latitudes being like most of the people in Canada, most of the United States, whatever. So the temperature difference between those two regions is less, and that causes the jet stream to be less precise, I guess is a good way to call it. So the jet stream becomes more wobbly. Those waves become more amplified because a tight temperature gradient keeps that keeps it nice and tight and really keeps it going straight. Whereas when we decrease that temperature gradient, it allows the jet stream to deviate much further and much more often.
You have a larger extreme between the cold at the top and the amount of heat that's available down here, right? So, what
Right.
what a hot and cold do, they chase each other. It's just
And it
how
kind
it
of
works,
seems
right?
backwards because um while and the exception to this is, so while temperatures are warming on average for most locations, and an exception to this is like where Brandon lives, there's some evidence that it's actually cooling on average, but that's a very localized thing. While the temperatures are warming on average, we are also seeing an increase in extreme winter storms. And so it kind of seems a little outlandish to say, well, like in 2018 or so, we had a really big Arctic outbreak in eastern Washington. We were getting down to minus 20 C in March, which the old record for March was minus 10. And it seems really backwards to say, well, this may be a product of climate change, but it's that amplified pattern caused by the decrease in temperature gradient that could be responsible for that.
Well, you figure
I
this, like, most of the, when you get half the year, the north is without sunlight. It's cold. It's cold up there, right? Even in a warming planet, once the sun goes out up here, it gets fucking cold. That's always going to happen, right? Now, in the summertime, sure, it's warming up and we're losing ice faster than we can replace it, but it's always going to be cold up here. But when you have more warmth down here to work with, then you're going to have more clash between that cold that's available. The north the warm air is pushing further up. That's going to displace the cold more often. Blah blah blah. Right. So definitely that change has been noted in my lifetime, and we see that
I also
also.
read somewhere online that the El Nino setup El Nino does usually favor a more amplified jet stream, so maybe we'll see less of that when El Nino takes over.
I think
Who
that's
Frankie
knows?
will be
true.
here any second.
I think
But
that's
yeah, there
true
you
on the
see that the
west.
storm's tracking out, and you see moisture's available down in Texas for probably the next round. Cold air, so that's going to keep clashing. But lots of very severe storms into the states. I would have wanted to fire up radar scope, but we seem to have run out of time in the pre-show to even look at all the weather stories. But yeah, you can see that highs jumping down, that cold air is jumping down. So we're gonna have more outbreaks of severe weather down in the southern states. That's just a given. Looks like more of a southerly bent on that this time, though. Okay, we're out here, and we got Frankie any minute now.
The man of
7
the hour.
o'clock. Yeah, he's usually it's 7, and you're like, bam, you can bet Frankie's gonna be here.
He's too busy pounding his root beer.
Just
for
a
his
heads up,
birthday.
guys. I have to leave at 9:30 because I gotta cook my dinner before it gets any later. I'll be here for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
45 minutes in.
Sounds good. Just gonna make sure Frankie's got the link because there's a lot of chatting. Just add the group chat one more time. Oh, that's not. Is that the right thing? Yes. Okay, good. So we should have Frankie any minute now. And I got this set up to go for Frankie. Where's Frankie, Brandon? Where is he?
I don't know. Maybe he's at the grocery store. Ran into some fans.
I never have that problem because people think I'm weird.
Yeah, you have the opposite problem.
Yeah, well, if they're talking to me, it's like, there he is. No, I'm kidding. So I'm going to start recording, and we'll see if Frankie gets here, when he gets here, because I got this.
Hey everybody, I'll say hi Joey only. Say hi Joey only.
I still can't hear it. Crazy. My computer's so whack.
I hear it just
Frankie's
fine.
video.
I can hear
Okay,
it fine.
good. I'm going to play it then. Here we go. Let's start the show.
Hey everybody, I'll say hi Joey only. Say hi Joey only.
Hi, Joey only.
I'm Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to Comedeorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. It's on CFUR 88.7 FM Prince George, CKUW 92.5 FM Winnipeg. CFUR 88.7 FM Prince George is CKUW 95.9 FM Winnipeg and CFBX 92.5 FM McCaleb's is on Shaw Television in Vancouver Island. I got so many fans in British Columbia right now, including Wells, British Columbia, and Brandon Helkin, Imogen Bailey, and Joe Stover, and Hank. It's on YouTube channel Caribou Weather Do. It's on every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Joey Only's a really nice guy. He's a big fan of Prince George Cougars Western Hockey League team. Best luck, yeah. I'm Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to Joey Only Show every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Say hi, Joey Only. Say hi, Joey Only.
Hi to you, Frankie MacDonald. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Comedeorological Report. Good morning, Prince George. No, it's not good morning, Prince George, anymore. It's good afternoon, Prince George. It's now on 2 p.m. in the afternoons on Saturdays in Prince George, CFUR 88.7 FM, and we are repeating at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. So if you hear us at 4 p.m. on Tuesday, remember that the show was recorded on the 18th, Thursday. So you're getting your weather news like 5 days too late, 6 days too late. So don't freak out necessarily if you hear it on the radio that the end of the world is coming, because it might have already happened. And if you're hearing it on the radio, it didn't happen whatsoever. This is the Comedeorological Report, your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada, which also airs at CKUW 95.9 FM in Winnipeg and CFBX Kamloops 92.5. Rogers Television airs us on several stations on Vancouver Island as well. Great. We're going to have a look across Canada and across the world with our panel of cometeorologists, Comedy Plus Meteorology. Comedeorology, starring Frankie MacDonald. He's here. We'll have him in a second. And his 40th birthday is coming up in just a couple days on the April 24th. I, Joey, only just had my 45th birthday yesterday on the 17th. That was very nice. On the panel, of course, we always have the other co-host of the show, Brandon Hauk, here since the beginning. He will be with us in a couple minutes' time after Frankie to eat very spicy wings.
I was just on Anthony Rogers' show before your show.
And Frankie was he's always a busy man. He's like, bam, 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 bam. He's always just one show to the next.
And the weather all across Eastern United States.
That's good, Frankie.
Weather in Eastern United States supposed to get lots of rain all across Eastern United States. And this Friday and Saturday as well. Then they got more severe thunderstorms in Texas and Southeast United States. Going to bring colder than average temperatures in Quebec and Ontario. Next week, even Vancouver, British Columbia is going to bring rain on Saturday and Sunday as well, including Vancouver, British Columbia as well. And up in Alberta, then it gets drier, wetter, and Alberta is going to turn wet as well. It's drier than normal temperatures in California, little showers up in the mountains, and it's drier than normal weather in Nevada and Arizona, Utah, and all those places right now. And lots of systems coming off the east coast of the United States as well. And this time of year, down in South America, lots of rain, thunderstorms going on in Brazil, northern Brazil, Amazon rainforest, Venezuela, Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, including in northern Chile. It's drier than normal temperatures. It's really dry in northern Chile right now. It's in southern Chile, lots of rain, and in coastal areas of snow up in the mountains in southern Chile. There's a storm coming off the coast of southern Brazil and northern Argentina on Monday as well. going to intensify in the South Atlantic Ocean as well. Over in Europe, like England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, it's getting drier there right now. Then they got some snow up in the mountains and Croatia, Bosnia, and all these places right now. And you got some rain showers in Italy right now as well. Then it got some freezing rain heading towards eastern Finland. And snow in the western Finland as well. It's like snow showers and light freezing rain. And because it's going to bring light rain in Russia, like Moscow, Russia, and those places. Then it got some light flurries up in Norway and Sweden as well. And up around the Latvia and Estonia, they got rain changing over to snow in Latvia and Estonia, and a brief period of risk of freezing rain as well. And lots of cold air heading towards Algeria next week as well. And the weather all across Western Pacific, like in Japan. There's a storm off the coast of Japan right now. Lots of rain in southern Japan right now. And there's one storm right after another coming off the coast of southern Japan right now. Mongolia is colder than normal. And Russia and Siberia is still pretty cold there right now. It's gradually warming up in Siberia. And lots of rain going on in southern China right now. And it's still drier than normal in Thailand for now, Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, and all these countries as well. And lots of rain thunderstorms going on in Indonesia right now still. It's really, really hot in India right now. This is their summer right now. In Bangladesh, it's really hot in Bangladesh, and so is Myanmar and all those places. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, it's really hot there right now. In Southern Africa, it's drier than normal. In Botswana right now, Botswana, Mozambique, and Madagascar is going to be entering dry season. It's getting drier there right now in Angola, in Zambia, and all these places. They're in the dry season. Lots of rain thunderstorms going on in Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, in Kenya, and Tanzania, and Uganda, and Ethiopia, and Somalia, and Eritrea, and Africa, and all those places. In Northern Africa, there's a Nigeria is going to get some rain, some thunderstorms and rain next week in Nigeria, starting Sunday in Ghana, and all these places. And up around in places like in Southwest Pacific, like Northern Australia, is lots of thunder showers going up in Northern Australia and thunderstorms right now. And during the fall of the year right now. And in New Zealand's supposed to get some dry weather, then it's going to turn wet later on next week. In New Zealand, North Island, New Zealand, South Island, New Zealand as well. Antarctica will seem to be dark for 24 hours a day. Up in the Arctic, it'll be light for 24 hours a day.
Frankie, it's your birthday on the 24th. 40 years old, Frankie. Happy birthday. Everyone
Happy birthday,
loves
Frankie.
you so much, buddy. What are you doing for your birthday this year, Frankie? What's your plans?
Nice spring cake. There's a karaoke on my birthday this year.
Excellent. Frankie was sending me videos of him dancing with all his friends last night and making them say hi, Joey only, and sending me birthday love himself. Frankie sent me a little birthday video. So happy birthday, Frankie. We're going to later in the show, we're going to ask you questions about your life to celebrate your birthday. I've even got to help me. I've even brought out the Be Prepared Frankie guide to life, the weather, and everything. And maybe we'll even ask the bobblehead, maybe the bobblehead will inspire us to ask a question about Frankie MacDonald's life. So panel, be prepared for that. But before we get to that, does anyone in the panel have any weather questions for Frankie this week? Any questions on Frankie's weather report? There was a big volcano in Indonesia yesterday, Frankie. It totally destroyed this
really
small
bad.
island. It was really bad. And lots of lightning in the volcano cloud. It was crazy looking, man. Crazy.
But the people don't speak English there.
No.
And the culture's different there.
I'm sure they are having trouble getting word of the out to the world what's going on there. So questions about Frankie's weather report this week from the panel.
Yes, Frankie. Do you see any more weather glitches in the Matrix for Manitoba, the prairies? Any more snow? By that I mean any more snow.
Then they got some snow up in Finland, in Norway, and Sweden. The snow showers up there right now. They had some snow showers in Manitoba too. So is Norway, Finland, Sweden, even Latvia.
Do you think we're done with snow, or do you think there's still a chance in May?
There's a chance of snow up in Wyoming, USA. Wyoming can get snowstorms in June too.
So I forgot to finish introducing everybody from the panel. That was Mike McGregor, from Weather Center, Manitoba, joining us tonight. We got meteorologist Mark Ingalls with us as well down in Portland, Oregon, and my good friend, the cowboy, Hilding Donaldson, out there out at the ranch in Grassy Plains, British Columbia. Hey, Hilding, good to see you, buddy. Any questions from you, Mark, Mike, Brandon, Hilding?
Can I ask Frankie a hockey question?
Okay.
Yes.
Frankie, if Prince George and Portland play each other in the WHL finals, who is going to win, Prince George or Portland?
Prince George.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we got it. Serious credit. That was so awesome last week. Kim Gucci and Dan Barton giving me that sobriety.
What happens if Prince George goes to the Memorial Cup?
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. The year that I got the designer, the jersey that Kim Gucci designed, that'd be so awesome. Brandon, you got a question for Frankie?
Oh, I just got a phone call from the dairy barn. That's weird.
Oh.
Is that another one of your groupies?
Maybe.
Helen Donaldson, you got a question for Frankie?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
Do you think the Winnipeg Jets this year are going to win the playoffs and
they might
possibly win the Grey Cup?
They're going to try.
They're going to try to win the Grey Cup, the Winnipeg Jets. Hilding Donaldson, you got a question for Frankie this week?
I was just thinking. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well,
I don't
I
really
guess.
have anything for Frankie. Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess you don't. Okay. We'll come back to Frankie a little bit. The Brandon Houck Report.
Oh, sorry.
How's
I was
them
not
wings,
supposed
buddy?
to make turkey noises.
Brandon went to a store and got wings.
Yeah.
So
Well,
description we
before I
have
went
of
to
this.
before I went to the store, I went to Calgary last week and I celebrated my grandpa's 90th birthday there. So that was fun. And then I went to a Calgary Flames game on Sunday and they played the Arizona Coyotes for the last time. That's right.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah. So I got to see the Arizona Coyotes lose for the last time on in a Coyotes jersey as they move to Utah next season. So that'll be fun. Oh yes. So, anyways, I found this this big wing here, and it's apparently supposed to be very spicy. So we're gonna find out how spicy it is right here. If it's not that spicy at all, then it was a failure. But if it was, well, you're gonna hear a lot of oohs and ahs through this weather report. So here we go. We're gonna give. I'm going to go right in the microphone here. Here we go. So you can hear it all. Should I turn it up? I should. You just hear the crunch.
You just found this wing.
Hear
Like,
this
just laying on the ground of the store? Like,
Oh! I'm not laying on the ground of the store.
Hear this singe.
Not that. Okay, yeah, there it is. Woo! All right. Yeah.
Can we add flame? Can we add a flame background effect for that?
No, you cannot add backgrounds.
I'll have my own flame right here.
You realize you have to eat the entire wing. It's not just having. You can't just have a bite. You have to eat the entire wing.
The whole
and then
thing?
tell
That
us.
includes the bones. You have to eat the bones too.
This is the
I love the bones. Bones are the best part.
Fear Factor weather segment.
Fear factor. I would say it's not that bad. It's about 5 out of 10 for hot.
No, that's not the
I've had
scale we're
higher.
using tonight, Brandon. We're using a scale of between 32 and 167.9. How hot is it?
I'll go 32.
That's a 32. That's the bottom of the scale.
I'll have to find something hotter
Jalapeno hot.
for next time. Mm-hmm.
Okay, as soon as Brandon is done chewing and swallowing, we will get him to talk about the weather in Alberta and, ready straight across the prairies. Brandon, there's been snow where Brandon is this week. And
there's been snow.
soon he'll be going out to lick some of it up to cool his mouth off.
Oh, yeah. Woo! Feel the heat. Oh. All right.
I'll be blaming you if a heat wave starts next week.
Is it a creeper heat, Brandon, or is it like a straight on, like you noticed it right away?
Oh, it's like a creeper heat. Like the food's in your mouth and it just goes right there, something like that. Yeah.
Excellent. I think that gives the radio listeners a really good impression of what we're dealing
What it's
with
like
here in
eating
terms of heat.
I'll be blaming you if we get a heat wave next week, Brandon.
Oh, so it'd be my fault, hey? Yeah. Totally. Woohoo! There we go. Yeah, it's coming up now. All right. But it's still mighty at a 32. Now, the weather this past week, it's been a little wild here in the prairies. It has been wild. In Alberta, Calgary got 12 centimeters of snow. Saskatoon got dumped on. Prince Albert and Thompson. Oh my goodness, I'd believe 30 to 40 centimeters of snow has definitely fallen there, especially in those last few days as the snow continues to fall. Excuse me. And I don't know if it's the heat or I'm just laughing for no reason, but maybe there's like giggle gas in here. I don't know. Anyways, so temperatures well below average. And yesterday we had a wind gust of 74. So that pretty much would have blown your hat from Brooks to Medicine Hat, just like that, pretty much. And plus, you got these bursts of snow that hit you. It's like you stand out there, oh, it's a nice day. And all of a sudden, there's that burst of snow. And yeah, some areas to the west of us really got hit hard with those bursts of snow yesterday and then across Saskatchewan as well. All right. And also, not only that, but yeah, below average temperature. Some areas got a few lightning bolts with those convective cells in the southwest. Woo! And yeah, we're going to be contending with these snow showers, kind of flurries sneaking in tonight, and then through the weekend, not too bad. And then yet another system moves in Saturday, Sunday into Monday, and that means we could get some showers this time around. Yeah, good old-fashioned showers moving through here Sunday to Monday, while some other areas might get a little blast of wet snow on higher elevations. However, temperatures are warming up into next week and looks like we'll return to them above average temperatures. All right. Now, the wildest stories of the week. Woo-hoo-wee. All right, here we go. So, apparently a man in Memphis, Tennessee was caught robbing a bank by using a snake, a 5-foot-long snake. Yeah, he got caught, no doubt about that. And also, oh, there's some good stuff this week. Axe body spray can actually break up sheep's fighting. That's right. So not only Axe body spray can make you smell like a goat, but it can also prevent you from those goats from fighting in the fields, And then finally, the planet Uranus is more gassy, less icy than scientists had originally imagined. No doubt about that. No surprise there. And it's all methane gas around Uranus.
It does. It smells like farts. It's quite the planet. You know what I got here, Brandon? It says dragon's breath.
Great. Are you going to try that? Okay, good.
Never tried this stuff before, so see if I can even get into it. Here we go.
Probably way hotter than this chicken wing. You know, I can still feel
It's pretty good.
Heat.
Full bottle or doesn't count.
It's pretty good. No, I ate more than a wing's worth, man. That was hot. Imogen's showing up too. That's good. We're gonna have everybody here. There you go.
Woo! Hot wings.
If you guys have something hot, bring it to this table because we are
tasting
a hot show tonight. Okay, Mark Ingles, meteorologist Mark, what's going on? You got a whole bunch of things to talk about this week.
Oh, I think we should go to Imogen first. Actually, look at her.
Hey, Imogen.
Something.
Wait, you guys forgot about me.
Yep, we don't care about you. So just popped in to say hi. I'm over at Rogers TV right now. Okay. Frankie Mac, where are you, buddy?
I'm doing great so far. I'm on.
There you are.
Frankie, I've always wanted to meet you. This is a really big deal. It's nice to meet you.
Hey, right on.
So, this is Paul. Paul's with Rogers. This is how we got on to the channel.
Yes. Those are the
Hey,
people with Rogers TV.
I'm the Rogers TV
Hi,
guy.
how you doing? I'm doing great so far.
I'm Dr. Lisa, Dr. G. I'm with the fam.
Watch the
Another
Fam,
show.
Sunday nights at 8 on Vancouver Island.
That means they're with the Rogers TV.
That's right. Yep. Yep. We both have shows on Rogers TV.
Yeah.
Watch them both because they're awesome.
We're at a party. I swear there's no alcohol at this party.
There is no
We're just having
alcohol.
A really good
This
time.
is us sober. Yep. I brought extra sunglasses and extra boobs. Extra boobs because I needed more.
Am I gonna
Yeah,
have
I
to
like-
censor part of
I
the
like
show?
the job.
No.
Because we were just saying lately that you don't have enough. So
That's
that's
right.
good that you got more now.
Right? I'm gonna bounce out because I got to get my butt home and I got to get my
Okay,
extra boobs home.
if you can show us anything of that studio while you're there, I'd love to see it. This is so cool. I totally didn't expect this. Our associate producer Imogen Bailey showing up at Rogers Studio.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the studio that if I need to record anything or choose to record anything, do little interview segments or anything like that, this is the studio that I work in. So whenever I do my little promo things, this is the studio. The edit station is actually right behind me. I'll take y'all over there. Hold on here. Let's come over this way. So you just get to watch my giant red boobies bouncing across the room here while I go over this way. Oh, there we go. Ahem. And I muted myself. How did I mute? There we go. This is the edit studio. So when I'm doing editing, this is where I'm working out of. Look at that. Desks, all sorts of monitors. There we go. See? Edit studio. That's right. When I'm wasting my life on a cable access show, this is the studio that I'm sitting in. And there we go. That's the recording area. That's where we do all of our neato stuff. So yeah, this is where I work out of when I'm doing stuff at the station. Everyone in this room, I'm actually at a little meeting for the other show producers. So everyone here also has shows on Rogers. So it's sort of a meet and greet for the lot of us. All of us little hooligans who have something to say and feel like we really just got to say it. And they gave me some more tacky sunglasses. There you go. So, like I said, I'm gonna bounce out of here because it's just not a good day without it. See, look at that. Up a couple extra sizes.
That's funny.
It's just not the day isn't complete without a little booby bounce. So I'm gonna bounce my boobies out here.
Well, you know what we can put on the show and can't. So
And that
Yes, I
means,
do.
power to you.
according to Nelson Peabody, drunk and grill go.
Yeah, there you go.
I just want to say, Halcomaniacs across Canada unite. I hope Brandon's on this show because we always miss him when he's gone.
Right?
Well, I'm here.
Halcomaniacs forever. I've been trying to make that a thing since it's been on Rogers TV, and by golly, the Halcomaniacs.
Alchemaniacs. I like it.
I
There's
like it too.
my ginger jam.
It's an honor to meet you all. I'm sorry it's so noisy at this party, but
No,
not that
I'm really
noisy
glad.
here.
I'm really glad you did this. And if you come back next week, we are planning to have Brandon rip his shirt. Right
Hey,
yeah.
Angry Hulk.
Hulk
It's-
out, show those rippling abs. It'll be a thing of beauty. Maybe
It is
Brandon can do a
on
little
the
strip
programming
tease.
list for next week. We do expect to have Brandon rip his shirt clean off and
Oh,
even
boy.
do some of this.
Oh yeah,
I
am in
probably
the live chat
should
summary.
have bet hotter wings.
But I'm a fan.
perfect.
And it's Frankie's 40th birthday. Make sure you say happy birthday, Frankie
Happy
MacDonald, before
birthday,
you go.
Frankie!
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Frankie Mac. The
And
man,
I'm
the
40
man,
on
the
Wednesday.
legend is 4 decades old. Happy birthday, Frank.
Yeah.
Franklin.
And yes, according to Nelson Peabody, drunk and grilling.
That
Yeah,
looks
boy.
like the Frankie bobblehead I've seen around town.
Right? And you know the way that my screen is inset on the panel I'm looking at, it actually looks like Frankie was kind of motorboating my balloons.
Just gonna-
And somehow that just worked. All right. I'm gonna tap out for now. If I'm
Well,
home
good to
in time to get on, if I'm home in time to get on Zoom and do it proper with my proper camera and all that stuff, then I will. Otherwise, you get my really awesome cell phone kind of selfie cam here.
I liked it. I liked it.
Selfies.
You have 34 minutes still to make good on that to get home.
Well,
Imogen
the way I
Bailey at the Rogers TV studio is in Victoria. Super cool. So now, my friends, do you finally believe me that I'm on TV? See? In fact,
then,
most of
according to
my
Drunken
friends
Gorilla,
don't know.
That is
according
so
to Nelson
cool.
Peabody, the drunken gorilla go.
It does. It does. We're Mark Ingalls, meteorologist Mark, but we're about to go to you before. Oh, actually, no. Mike's got to go at 7:30 here, so we're going to jump over to Mike. We're going to break our protocol. We're going to go over to Mike because he's going to be gone here in a minute. Mike McGregor, Weather Center, Manitoba. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, guys. I'm kind of nervous to be on TV, to be honest with you. I'm not a celebrity, but I'll take it. Lots of good practice. I'm enjoying you guys. The weather here has actually been kind of wild the last couple of days. We had a switch over from 21 degrees last week all the way up to -2 this morning. And we actually had snow the other morning. Cars, people in Winnipeg were freaking out. Drivers probably aren't used to it. I know that we had a shift from summer weather and now it's like off and on today. It feels like we've been hit with an Arctic blast. I honestly am starting to think that climate's kind of screwed up, but I'll take it. We have no snow on the ground right now, and it looks like warmer weather is on the way. I see high temperatures going back up to 7 degrees on not today or tomorrow, but likely Friday or Saturday. We'll go back up into the teens starting next week. I'll take it over snow any day. But then again, in Manitoba, you take whatever the weather gets. Whatever the weather gives you, you take it. And with the home in Winnipeg, we get snow like Winnipeg seems to be the capital for snow. So any time of year, except for the summer months, surprisingly. Winnipeg is the home of the Jets, so I guess maybe Jets game tonight, the whiteout happening, the Jets whiteout. Got snow on the ground and snow falling, so it looks like our weather is going to warm up, and you know what? I'll take whatever we get because this year was a really awesome. And I got some funny stories. Apparently, a mountain goat stuck under Kansas City Bridge survives rocky rescue. First an earthquake, now an eclipse. Yankees played ball in the same day as another natural phenomenon after a earthquake shook New York City. I think it was a few weeks ago. The Yankees went through batting practice before their home opener. And another one, how many ballerinas can dance and tip those in one place?
And how many angels can dance on the head of a pin?
A world record 353 at New York's Hotel Plaza.
Happy birthday, Frankie from Caribou Outlaw. He said happy.
And did you hear about this? According to the Nelson Peabody, here's my birthday tornado siren.
Happy birthday, Frankie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Frankie. You're awesome, man. We love having you on here.
Apparently, Nelson Peabody was at WrestleMania 40, Frankie. Andrew Hubert asks, how much do you tip for your haircuts?
0.
0.
And guess what? Gino Bisconte, one of the guys from Compound Media, came down to see me for the eclipse on Sunday, April 7th, 2024. Then the eclipse happened a day later. Gino Bisconte drove all the way from New York, all the way to Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Gino Bisconte. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So we, Mark Ingalls, we still got 30 minutes to go. We got lots to get through tonight. Mark Ingalls, let's have it. Meteorologist Mark. Good to see you, Mike. I understand you're leaving now. Mark Ingalls has got a bottle of hot sauce. Yeah.
I'm going to get Justin on next week, so we'll have him next week.
Sounds good, man. You have a good week, and everyone make sure to tune into his radio show. Mark Ingalls has a bottle of hot sauce. What do you got there,
yes,
Mark?
I mean, it's not very spicy. It's just Tapatio, but I guess I'll start the show right. Yeah, it's not very spicy, but I like it.
On a scale of a scale of 32 to 167.2.
You know, I'm a lightweight on spice, so I'm going to run this as a 67.5.
Sounds good. Sounds good. What do you got this week for the weather?
Well, we talked about it. It's pretty cold up in Alberta, and it's pretty cold where you're at too, and that's driving weather conditions here in the Pacific Northwest. We have easterly winds. So what's happening is cold high pressure in Alberta and the Canadian Rockies, and Joey Land is sinking down into the Columbia Basin, keeping that region, not cold, but cooler. And then it rushes down the Columbia River into Portland for east winds. So that big weather system that is bringing snow to Mike and cold to Brandon and cold to Joey is also giving us east winds here in Portland, Oregon. Washington State, which is just north of me, of course, issued a drought emergency because of expected lack of water supply over the poor snowpack this year. British Columbia looks like it's going to be active through the weekend, but not like big storms, just some rain showers and mountain snow showers. We have a system working through the Hudson Bay region, and that's going to maybe bring some snow to Western Ontario and rain to places like Toronto and Montreal tomorrow on Friday. And of course, that's not tomorrow if you're listening to us on the radio. And then a low is going to develop somewhere near Lake Superior around Tuesday. That's gonna move east towards the Maritimes over the second half of the work week there, and that's gonna produce some snow. I think cities like Montreal and Toronto are probably gonna stick with rain. They may see a little bit of snow on the back end of the system as the precipitation ends. Then it's going to get pretty cold there, well below average temperatures behind that from Winnipeg all the way to New Brunswick. And there's a chance that it produces quite a bit of snow somewhere near New Brunswick. But of course, that would be a little ways out to give specifics on because the weather models are just not that good yet. And then well above, let's see. Oh, yes. And then for the news, I guess I have a short segment this week, which is, I'm sure, fine by Joey. For the news, the city of San Francisco is suing Oakland. Oakland is about 10 kilometers east of San Francisco, across the San Francisco Bay from there. They're suing Oakland because Oakland's airport is considering changing its name to San Francisco Bay Oakland Airport. And so they're all angsty about that. And they think that they have the monopoly on the term San Francisco. And I think it's
this is such an American problem to have,
Isn't
especially as you got one city that's so crappy it doesn't want to take credit for itself. It's like, no, we're the one that's next to San Francisco. We're not so bad.
And
so I got some quotes here. This is from the I think this is from the attorney for the city of San Francisco. It says Oakland's airport. Airport's hasty and unnecessary efforts and refusal to engage in discussions of alternative names have left the city and county of San Francisco no choice but to bring this complaint against the defendant city of Oakland. So they're so angsty about this, but like, it's totally a reasonable name. Oakland is on the San Francisco Bay. Like, you drive across the Bay Bridge and you're in Oakland from San Francisco. It's a reasonable name, and they're worried about confusion. They think it's going to hurt the tourism in the Bay Area. And let me tell you, San Francisco has bigger problems that are hurting the tourism in the Bay Area than Oakland renaming its airport. So that's the news that I have today.
It's those guys next door in Shelbyville. Building Dawn. Oh, Frankie.
Nelson Peabody's heading to London, England tomorrow. He's printing and copying my book there. It's going to be Frank that will be resident in jolly old England Saturday copying my book. Nelson Peabody's printing to London, England tomorrow.
This book right here, Frankie MacDonald's book. Life, the weather, and everything. Pretty awesome. We haven't talked to Hilding Donaldson yet. Hilding, please.
A question. Where do we get a book? Where do we get the book that you just showed, that Be Prepared book?
eBay or something, I think. Amazon. Yes. Hilding Donaldson, awesome. We haven't gone to you yet, and we're quickly running out of time. Hilding, what's going on in the farm this week?
Oh, it's kind of interesting. You guys are all talking about having cold weather and snow, and we had a little bit of flurries over the weekend, but it wasn't much. Monday and Tuesday, we had a couple of cloud cycles that blew through from the west, But then yesterday our wind changed to being from the south, and yesterday and today we've had temperatures up at plus 12 to 15 during the day, and it's been down to just 0 at night, barely freezing. So actually we're actually in a warm spot of BC, I guess, right now, according to what you were saying. So yeah, the cows are doing great out there. Little calves are just having a great time, and our little calf that lost its mama is in a pen with a new mama now, and actually getting something to eat. He's going to grow, so looks like everything's all right with the ranch here. We could sure use some rain, and it doesn't look like any right now. I can't see a cloud in the sky, but I hope it changes in the next few days.
Good to see you, Hilda.
Hey, Joey, what happens if you go to Bonaventure, Quebec to see Monica?
I don't know what would happen. She might say, what are you doing here, Joey? Good to see you. Probably what she'd say.
Just imagine if Brian and Helk came to Bonaventure, Quebec to see Monica.
It would be nice to see Monica, though. She is wonderful. Frankie, I got some videos from you queued up. Want to see Frankie's videos for this week?
Yes.
Here we go.
Hey, everybody. Major news. Here. My birthday's coming up on Wednesday, April 24th.
1 second. Here we go. Frankie's videos this week.
Hey, everybody. Major news. My birthday's coming up on Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. I'll be 40 years old. My birthday's coming up on Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. I'll be 40 years old, and I'll have a great birthday, Frank. Now. Hey, everybody. I got to say hi, Joey Oli. Hi, Joey Oli. I'm Frankie Dow. You're listening to Comedeorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Joey Oli runs a podcast in Wells, British Columbia. He used to work for Vancouver Giants. He used to work for Vancouver Giants Western Hockey League team. His favorite hockey team is Prince George Cougars. It's on Image and Cookie Bailey, Brandon Helk, and I do weather forecasts all over the world on every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. It's on CFUR 88.7 FM in Prince George and CKUW 95.9 FM in Winnipeg and CFBX 92.5 FM. It's on Rogers Television in Vancouver Island. Joey Oli's a really nice guy, and says Hank is from Saskatchewan, Joe Solver's from Manitoba, and Gabriel Berardo's Newmarket, Ontario. Joey Oli's a really nice guy. I got a lot of fans all the way in British Columbia, Canada. Best luck to you. I'm Frank Dow. You're listening to Joey Oli Show every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Say hi, Joey Oli.
Hi, Joey Oli.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Frankie MacDonald. I got something to say. My birthday is coming up on Saturday, April 24th, 2021. I will be 37 years old. You guys in every country in the world, including countries that don't even speak English, to wish me a happy birthday. I'm Frankie MacDonald.
Happy birthday.
Hey, everybody. My name is Frankie MacDonald. My birthday is on Wednesday, April 24th, 2019. I will be 35 years old on my birthday on April 24th, 2019. I'm Frankie MacDonald. The weather looks beautiful and warm and sunny out. I don't see a cloud in sight. It's clouding over now. It's clouding over. Oh my god! Oh my god! Look at the birthday cakes falling down! Oh my god! Birthday cakes falling down! Oh my god! A lot of icing! A lot of birthday cakes falling down! Icing! Sprinkles for the birthday cake going! Oh my god! Look at the birthday cakes! Oh my god! There's a lot of birthday cakes! Come on, Sky! My umbrella broke! Oh my god! Here's more birthday cakes! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Birthday cakes blowing sideways! Oh no! I got birthday cake all over my face! My face is full of icing! Oh my god! It's keep Raining birthday cake. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's full of icing.
That's pretty funny.
Guys, we're gonna do some laughing.
It's time to do some laughing, everybody. This is the guy laughing. What gave you the idea to laugh, Frankie?
That was my own idea.
Were you thinking about anything in particular, or are you just thinking about laughing? Laugh. Were you thinking about stealing Wi-Fi? That's what it was. Thinking about all the times he got away with it.
Thanks for watching, Frankie. Thanks for watching. I'm Frankie MacDonald.
Woo! Woo! That's pretty. That's what he was laughing about. He was laughing about all those times he got away with stealing Wi-Fi. Just, I got away with it. I got away with it so many times.
Frankie, where's the best place you've ever stolen Wi-Fi from?
It's a free Wi-Fi.
If it's your birthday, is it stealing Wi-Fi? You just be like, come on, free. It's just Wi-Fi. It's my birthday. Tell him that. Next time someone's like, Frankie, are you stealing Wi-Fi on your birthday? Say no.
No.
Every other day of the year, I am. Everyone who's got questions for Frankie about his life. Let's talk about Frankie MacDonald's life. Frankie, when did you want to become a weatherman? Remind us
When I
once
was a
again.
little boy, I wanted to grow up. I want to be a weatherman.
Yeah, you watch Weather Network and things like that all the
Yes,
time.
when I was a kid then.
And when did you start making forecasts? When did you start thinking, I can do this? When was your first forecast you ever made?
2009.
2009. Frankie finding his voice.
Dang, that's like 15 years ago.
So, Frankie loves talking to people, but he had to work hard to get at it. When he was 3, he went to a daycare in Sydney called Children's Training Center. These days, most kids go to school and learn together, no matter what their abilities are. But 1987, Frankie was there. It didn't always happen that way. Some schools and daycare, like the Children's Training Center, only took care of children with neurodevelopmental disorders like autism. Frankie went there for 4 years, and although he played with other kids, he couldn't really talk to them. He could only say a few words. He sometimes tried to talk to other people by making noises. Many people with autism have a hard time talking to other people, and sometimes they don't talk to others at all. This definitely doesn't mean they aren't smart, because obviously Frankie is brilliant. Frankie, when did you start talking?
And I had to took thing at a time.
A little bit at a time, eh?
Yeah.
When he turned 7, he left the daycare and he started going to Ashby Elementary School with all kinds of different kinds of kids there. Frankie joined a unique class that only taught kids who were similar to them. He learned math and reading, science and music, plus a lot of other things. He even went to swimming and bowling once a week. He was especially good at math and memorizing things. Frankie's class had also time to play. He usually chose to play with blocks and build bridges. Anyone got questions for Frankie about his life?
That's a long time ago.
These are good stories in your book.
Frankie, what's your favorite kind of weather?
Nice weather, according to my book.
Frankie started working with a speech therapist when he was in daycare. A speech therapist is a person who helps people improve their speaking. Soon, Frankie started to really enjoy spending time with Mrs. Sims. He liked her so much he felt on days he felt sad on days they weren't there. They went for walks together in lunchtime and recess, and sometimes Frankie would hold Mrs. Sims' hand. Where's Mrs. Sims today, Frankie?
She retired in 2009.
Yeah, she's still in Sydney.
She's still in Sydney. She retired in 2009.
That's really nice. Before long, Frankie went to a new school, Sydney River Elementary School. He had a new teacher, Mrs. Sampson, 12 new kids in his class, a new school to get used to. Frankie felt happiest when he got to know people in a place he's used to, so the new experience was a little scary for him. But something exciting happened. Miss Sims started working at his new school, helping Frankie became part of her job. That year, Frankie had trouble paying attention for long stretches of time, and sometimes he had really hard time staying in his seat. But having a teacher's aide who knew him really well, like Mrs. Sims, and understood that Frankie was very smart, and the fact that he was wiggly sometimes he had trouble talking didn't change the fact that he was very smart. So if you ever do have a chance to get Frankie's book, it's got some good stories about, how Frankie became the hero he is. You're a hero to a lot of people, Frankie. You know that.
Yeah, and Monica's doing good so far in Bonaventure, Quebec.
Is she? When did you first meet your friend Monica?
2017, March 2017 at the Mayflower Mall, close to the Bell Lion store.
Ah.
Monica said, Frankie!
I thought maybe you'd grown up together or something.
Monica said, Frankie!
Yeah. She's one of your best friends, isn't she?
Yeah.
When did you start really learning about the weather, Frankie?
When I was a little boy, watching the weather on TV.
Did you start reading books too?
Watching TV. I was studying maps when I was young.
Studying maps. That's a big one, eh? Actually, I think in order to become really good at weather, you have to really see the world as it is and imagine it, right? Know where places are.
Yeah.
Anyone got questions for Frankie about his life? Brandon, you got a question for Frankie?
Frankie, what is your most memorable storm you've ever witnessed?
I witnessed, and after my book, Hurricane Fiona, September 24, 2022.
Oh, yes.
In 1996, Hurricane Hortense was a bad one. Knocked all the trees down in Cameron Street in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Hurricane Hortense in September 1996. That's one of them. It had a big blizzard in January 2005.
Frankie, what's the most hot dogs you ever eaten at a Cape Breton Eagles game?
2.
2 hot dogs. I love hot dogs at the hockey rink. Mark, you got a question for Frankie about Frankie's life? 40th birthday for Frankie this week.
Frankie, what's your favorite trip that you've ever gone on?
That means I was been to Halifax quite a few times when I was a kid back in the day. That means I went to Upper Clements Park. I was on the roller coaster. It was a scary ride for me. And the water ride at the Upper Clements Park. It was scary for me. I was at the Upper Clements Park back then. It closed down in 2019. Now Upper Clements Park is abandoned.
That's okay. I'm afraid of, or not afraid, but I don't like roller coasters too. They make me motion sick.
I don't like the line. I don't like waiting in line for things. It's like I live in a place where a car is not driven by the entire time we've been doing this show. I live on the main street of Wells, right? So you can imagine, I don't like waiting in lines. I don't like traffic jams, things like that. Hilding, do you have a question for Frankie about his life on his 40th birthday episode?
I was wondering how often Frankie gets to go out and see the ocean. How close does he live there?
I live pretty close. And I saw the ocean quite a few times. And I was swimming at Dominion Beach when I was a little kid back in the day. That's the ocean.
You see it almost every day, don't you?
Yes. Brandon saw the ocean a few years ago when he went to PEI.
Yes, and I've also seen the ocean when I went to Florida about 10 years ago, and I've also been out on the Pacific Ocean.
In the summertime,
and
in the month of July, they have algae forming in the waters of Florida that time of the year. It's not their kind of tourist season in Florida. July is not a tourist time for Florida.
No. That's why I went in February, so I don't have to worry about algae.
The tourism season ends in Cuba around this time. Once again, in May, June, July, Cuba's not a good. That's not a tourist season for Cuba.
That's a good time to go then, in my mind, right? Besides the fact you might get hit by a hurricane early in the season, early season hurricane, but maybe not so much this year. I don't know what the projections are on that. Frankie, what's your favorite restaurant?
I was at Swiss. Wait a minute, I like pizzas and things like this. I went to Swiss Chalet, had their burger last Sunday and things like this. And guess what? I was at Montana's and things like this. It went great so far. I like Swiss Chalet hamburgers.
Loves the Swiss Chalet hamburgers.
Did you hear about Jay's Chicken and Pizza? I like Jay's Chicken.
Ooh, Jay's Chicken in Sydney.
Yes.
How do you feel about poutine, Frankie?
I eat French fries. And did you hear about this? I like Jay's Chicken. It was great.
Excellent. Yeah. 40th birthday, Frankie. 40th. Are you going to see your dad? When's the last time you've seen him?
He's going to wish me an happy birthday, too.
He's in Halifax right now?
He's making music.
Making the music. Mystic Mist on SoundCloud.
He could make a birthday song possible.
Wouldn't that be nice? So Frankie's going to go to karaoke for his birthday?
Yes.
What song do you sing at karaoke, Frankie?
He Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel.
Excellent. That's on my Spotify playlist.
And
it's a hard one too. It's pretty fast, eh? You gotta spit a lot of words out, Frankie. Takes talent to sing that one. You got it though. I've seen the videos. I've seen him. He sends me sometimes his videos of him doing the karaoke, and I love it. We can't put it on TV because the songs have copyright.
The record company. Its music is property of the record company.
That is the way it is, unfortunately. Unless it's my music, we can put my music on all we want, but then our ratings would go even lower.
I love your music, Jerry.
That
You
means
should put more of it on.
Thanks, Hilding.
And during the music at the karaoke, it's copyrighted material.
It is, yeah. So can't show that on Rogers TV. Wasn't that cool? Having Imogen show up and show us Rogers TV studios.
Yeah, that was a highlight.
Yeah, that was awesome. Awesome.
Okay, more questions for Frankie on his birthday. Frankie, what was your favorite birthday you ever had?
A great birthday. It was a great one.
Your favorite birthday party you ever had?
That was an ice cream cake and things like this.
Yeah, what year was that? What year was your favorite birthday?
I remember that in 2014 when I turned 30 years old.
10 years ago, and 10 years from now, you'll be 50. 5 years from now, I'll be 50. Can you believe that? It was my birthday yesterday. And so many people commented. You know what happens is sometimes this thing starts buzzing so much that I just say, okay. And I do this. I go, and I don't look at it again because there's only so much I can, bzz, 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 I can look at it, and
yeah,
so
Joey
today
only
I finally
cool for birthday wishes.
No, it's not that. It's not at all. So today I took some time. This show live streams on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude channel. Took some time and went through on stream this morning all the different wishes and thanks and just saying, shouting out to people, saying where they're from and how I knew them and stuff like that. And thanks for the support and, all the love and support over the years. It is really appreciated. For the occasional bit of negativity that comes around, there is always so much positivity. So, very much appreciated all the support over the years. And 45, yeah, it happens. It happened to me. It will happen possibly to you if it hasn't already, or unless you get hit by a truck or something like that.
I'll be
Or
50
kicked real hard
year.
by a cow.
What's that, Hilding?
So I'll be 55 this year.
55 for Hilding. 55. And Brandon, he's getting up there, nearing 30.
I'm in my low 30s. My
Yeah.
low 30s, you know.
Oh, that makes me the youngest.
Yeah, you are the youngest. I think
I
Mike
get
might have been the youngest, but he's gone now.
I get 30 this year.
Imogen's my age, and we look at us. We're 40. We look good for our ages. It's like when I was 8 years old or whatever, and talking to somebody who was 55. I mean, they looked ancient back then. I don't know what people must have lived really hard lives, man, because you know what I'm talking about, Hilding? People looked old when they were 55 back in the day. You'd be like, oh, he's an old man now. He's 63, and no one thinks like that anymore. That's changed in 40 years, right? So, and I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, well, I'm almost 50. It's like, well, when my grandfather was 55, I was like, man, that guy's a grandpa.
I still look like I'm 18.
The funny thing is, my grandpa looks almost exactly the same at 55 as he does at 90. Whatever he is now, 91 or something, right? So
on the birthday, I get the vanilla ice cream cake and chocolate in the center.
Vanilla ice cream cake with chocolate in the center. Frankie, you gonna have hot dogs or hamburgers?
I had Chinese food for my birthday last year. According to Nelson Peabody, it's gonna be chilly. What did the Mexicans say? The weather, 48-hour weather forecast, chilly today. Hot tamale. According to Nelson Peabody.
Hot tamale.
Hot tamale, yeah. There you go, Nelson Peabody. And he had Frankie making the gorilla sounds earlier and making the tornado sirens. That was great. Good to hear your tornado sirens again, Frankie, and your gorilla sounds. You got the gorilla sound one more time. Does everyone do a gorilla sound for me? Hilding, what's your gorilla sound like? That's good. Hilding, what's your gorilla sound, buddy?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen one recently enough.
Come on, pound that chest. Mark, let's hear your gorilla. Come on. Brandon?
All right. Well, if my horse was terrible a couple weeks ago, the gorilla one's going to be even better. So here we go. There you go.
There you go. That's pretty much the show this week. Frankie, how can people find you on the internet and wish you happy 40th birthday?
If you want to follow me on social media, my blue sky's at Frankie MacD. My link tree is Frankie MacDonald. My Twitter's at Frankie MacD. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD984. My TikTok is FrankDonald984. My Clapper is FrankDonald984. My Twitch is FrankDonald984. My Snapchat is Frankie MacDon. My YouTube channel is Dogs Wolves, and my LinkedIn's Frankie MacDonald. Best luck to you. I'm Frank Don. You're listening to Comedeorology Weather Report on every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic.
That's right. You can see this stream the show. All past episodes as well are on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Please come by and visit the channel because nobody does. Really appreciate it if someone did. It'd be awesome. So do that. And thanks to the people who have been watching the live stream actually tonight. Really appreciate it. There's been some really funny comments going on in the commentary today. Caribou Outlaw says he's going to be 63 soon. Frankie, what flavor of ice cream cake are you getting on your birthday? Ask Andrew.
Yeah, ice cream, they got the chocolate in the center.
With the chocolate in the center. So we got the great comments going on, and we really appreciate that. Shelly Selinsky, good to hear from you again. She loves your clips. And that's pretty much the show for this week. I'm Joey Only, the Caribou Weather Dude up here in Wells, British Columbia. This has been your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada, as heard on CFR, Prince George Radio, CKUW Winnipeg, CFBX Kamloops, and Rogers Television in Vancouver Island. Yes, see, we are on there. And Sunday nights at 8 p.m. is when you should be watching it in Victoria. So that's I've had no idea what time people are like, what time's your show air on TV? I was like, I don't watch TV. Especially in Vancouver Island. That's like 1,000 kilometers away, man. Like, I don't know what time I'm on TV. So, that sounds ridiculous, but that's the truth, right? I don't think much of it, but it is very cool, and we're very lucky and fortunate to have that. And be making a show that is slowly going somewhere, and is a lot of fun to have because we have such a great panel. And on the panel tonight was earlier Mike McGregor from Weather Center, Manitoba. He was here. He left. Of course, we got the co-host of the night, always Brandon Houck, who's eating hot chicken wings, Mark Ingalls, meteorologist Mark, who's been drinking hot sauce, Hilding out in the farm, Hilding Donaldson, and the star of the show himself, Frankie MacDonald. That's the show, Frankie.
That's the show.
That's the show, Brandon.
That's it.
That's the show, Mark Engel. That's the show, Hilding Donaldson. That's the show.
That's the show.
It is. Okay.
That's the show.
Seems like everyone agrees now.
Do we?
Yes.